I have to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. Hey guys, this is Becca. Welcome back to my channel. I am a homeschool mom. I have 3 sons. I love all things farmhouse and farmhouse home decor. So that is the majority of stuff that you are going to get on this channel. But today I'm standing in our schoolroom to give you guys a tour. I've thought about doing this video in the past, but we're changing a lot of stuff about the schoolroom this year. We're getting all new flooring throughout our entire downstairs, so that's happening. And I am repainting the table that we use. I'm getting a new desk area. We may or may not keep the bookshelves the way they are and the color that they are. So there are a lot of changes coming up here in the schoolroom. So I thought I would do the video after we did all the changes, but I like before and afters, and I thought it's already set up the way we use it right now anyway, so I might as well make a video. I'll explain everything to you guys, where I got a lot of our stuff, and the rhyme and reasoning to our bookshelves that look chaotic maybe at first glance, but there is an order to all of it. So I will show you guys that, and let's get started. So this is one of my favorite walls in the homeschool room, and all of these are paintings that our middle son Elijah, he's in the 4th grade. He's done most of these last year, I guess. He took art lessons, and so I thought, you know what? I'm going to save and frame some of my favorite things that he's done. The one on the top left in the yellow frame is his interpretation of a Van Gogh, which is his favorite artist. And that was before art lessons. I think he actually did that one in like the 1st grade. So I actually framed that one initially, and then as he started bringing home other beautiful art pieces, I thought, I am framing those and putting those somewhere in the schoolroom. So that is his little gallery wall right here of some of his special art. And then we just have our world map right here. I don't currently use that clock on the right, which I think came from Pottery Barn Kids. I can't remember. But it's so cute. And Jude will eventually use it in a few years, so I just keep it on the bookshelf. And then that is our current painting that we're looking at by Gainsborough. I'll just normally put it in the little picture I don't know, frame holder? I don't know. I don't know what you call that. Okay, so anyway, this bookshelf right here, the top of it is all of our science books, nature journalings, field guides, science curriculum. So that whole top shelf there is a lot of what we currently use this year, and things that we've used since our 1st year of homeschooling. Some of our favorite things. So I keep all of our science stuff on the top there, especially living books and, like I said, the field guides and stuff. So the second row here is basically on the right, the majority of our Christmas books. On the left is some overflow science books and living books just from geography and history, typically picture books. And then the very bottom shelf here on the bottom left is some of our, again, favorite living books from history and geography. And then a lot of our seasonal books are mixed in there as well. So the bottom right is a lot of the picture books that we have for Easter. And then on the floor over there in between the 2 bookshelves are just larger, tall books that don't fit in this bookshelf. So basically this is science, and then all of our seasonal books, and then living books, some of our favorite picture books and chapter books that we've read from history and geography. So let's move over here to the bookshelf. Let me try to get a better view. So this was actually a hand-me-down from my parents years ago. Guy and I have had this since, oh gosh, I don't know, since before we actually had Isaiah, and he's almost 12. So we've had it for a really long time. And see, our table is really loved on the top there. Jude probably did that this year. Okay, so I have kind of everything situated per subject on this bookshelf. So I'll go through that. Okay, so on the top left here, I have, I'll just walk over there and show you. So I have music study books and binders up here on the left. And then I have a lot of our poetry. I have a Shakespeare book. These are just all the living books, or I'm sorry, all the poetry books that we've been reading over the last few years. Some of our poetry curriculum. I recently bought Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends, so I think the boys will appreciate some of the poetry in there. And then the second shelf here is all of our artist study portfolios and books that we've used, and just some resources that we really like over the years. You might notice some of this stuff from some of the other videos I've done. This is where we keep the majority of our math stuff. Just our manipulatives. Let me see if my finger will come in here. Our manipulatives from Matthew C, the fraction overlays, and then back behind there, I have several laminated charts with measurement and fractions and multiplication facts and stuff like that. So, and then down here, I have a collection of Texas history books. And then down here is just kind of random U.S. history picture books and living books. And then just overflow of some sketch pads that we have. So U.S. history, living books, picture books, Texas history, math, and then our enrichment studies go here. So artist study, and then music and poetry study. So the big portion of this bookshelf is on top, just a hodgepodge of things that I really love. That is me pregnant with Jude over 3 years ago. That's crazy. The boys used to visit a friend's house once a month, I think, and do some crafting. And so one day she had the boys make these picture frames for Mother's Day that were so cute. There's Elijah's over there. And then these little birds. Guy got in Nicaragua this past year when he went for the boys, and he brought me back that beautiful black vase with the kind of orangish red flowers. And this little, looks like a castle kind of dragon drawbridge type thing. One of the boys painted at one of those craft days. So I just love it. So I keep it up there as well. So that's just kind of my little space right here. Okay, so then that second shelf is just books that the boys are currently reading or on the list to read. So these right here. This one, The Courage of Sarah Noble, should actually go right here. Elijah's reading that for American history. But these are some of their books on their classics list for this school year that they're going to read. And then we're saving coins and money in this jar right here. And a friend of mine bought me that and made a candle, and the candle's on the inside. So again, just kind of random stuff right there. And then a stapler, a hole punch, a paper cutter, and normally I have some tape and some other things on the side over there that the boys can use and utilize. So these are all the read alouds that we're going to read this year together. So that's on that side. And then these are 2 geography books that we use, Hungry Planet and Material World. And then over here, I keep all of our geography notebooks and my lesson plan book. This is for world history, and then all of the U.S. and world history living books and read aloud books that we'll be going through this year together. So again, this shelf right here is basically U.S. history, world history, and geography, and then our read aloud books that we'll be reading together this year. And then below that, to the far right, is our Action Bible and our Action Bible devotional, and then there's also a Action Bible dictionary. Boys can look up any and everyone in the Bible and keywords, and it's great. They love kind of looking through that. Of course, I have our U.S. map right here because we're going through North America and geography. And then I'll walk closer. So this is our official science curriculum that we're using this year, Exploring Creation by Apologia, and then Journaling a Year in Nature. These are the boys' nature notebooks. I don't have them on the science bookshelf that's to the left that I showed you earlier, just because I like all of the curriculum that we use every single day and every single week on this main bookshelf right here. So those are right here. The boys just grab whichever one is theirs and they know what to do. And then to the left right here is all of our grammar. So spelling wisdom and using language well. These are their specific books and notebooks right here that they use. So grammar, nature journaling, science, and then our Bible curriculum that we're using. So below our grammar and science and nature journaling and Bible curriculum is just the entire Rick Riordan series of books. Isaiah's read all of them, and Elijah has recently started. So he's on the Lightning Thief right now, and he wants to read every single book in series as well. So that's why we have those down here right now. And then to the right of that is just extra pencil, crayon, and marker boxes for them to use whenever they want. And then the very bottom is mainly some of Elijah's art boxes that he uses with pencils and crayons and oil pastels and extra paper and stuff like that. And then lots of his drawings and sketches and paintings and notebooks and stuff. And then just a few puzzles on this side that I always let Jude play with. And then on this section right here, these are mainly just books that are too tall and bulky to fit on any other bookshelf in the house or schoolroom. So we're big mythology fans. So we got a whole stack of the Delaire's books, which are our favorites. And then lots of books on artists and just coffee table books and Guinness Book of World Records and books of maps and things like that. So just kind of a hodgepodge right there. And then our Bibles. I love the Story Bible. The illustrations in there are amazing. I love the Edgar Myers Bible Story book. I love Catherine Voss, the Children's Story Bible. Both of those are two of my absolute favorites. So then just some of Mom's Bibles right there that I use. And then coming up here, this is just, again, some puzzles and some geography and medieval times, just kind of fun games to learn. And then I have little Beatrix Potter illustrations back there, which some of you guys know I love Beatrix Potter, one of my favorites ever. And then this is just kind of an overflow of some little Bibles and, you know, other little books that we can use for wisdom and Bible and stuff like that. So, and then this very top shelf is just some books that I've recently read that I have in here. Yeah, I might do a video on some of my favorite books I read in 2017 because there were some really good ones in there. So that's just kind of my hodgepodge of Bible study and discipleship materials and books that I've read. This is a puzzle that me and Guy and the boys put together a few years ago on Christmas Eve. We just sat at the table and drank hot cocoa and ate sugar cookies and put this puzzle together. So I thought, you know what, it's one of the prettiest puzzles I thought I'd ever put together. So I just left it on the kitchen table and I got some Mod Podge and I sealed it and let it dry and then got this frame for it. And it's been hanging in the schoolroom ever since because I just love it so much. It's so cute. Okay, so coming around this way, like I said, the kitchen is through those doors right there. So I mentioned in the artist study video that we did that this painting right here is one of Isaiah's favorites. It's called The Gleaners, and the artist is Millet. And I let the boys pick out a canvas, I think it was last year, but I can't remember, of one of their favorite paintings that we've studied. And that was his, and I'll show you Elijah's in just a minute. So that's where we have that one. Love the colors in that. We just have a little globe there and candle, anthropology. Love their candles. And then this little thing, piece right here, we've actually had since our first year in homeschooling. I've used it for random stuff, but mostly math manipulatives and flashcards and just kind of random stuff like that. So that is just packed full of things like that. I think the bottom basket is actually just a bunch of cords and random stuff that I need to go through that we don't need at all. And then this is just the cork board that I have up in here. I have Charlotte Mason's motto, I am, I can, I ought, I will. And then below that, I typically have our key verse for the week that we're memorizing for our Bible curriculum. And then under that, I have world and American history, key people, and events and stuff like that. So just have those up there so we can quickly reference those during the day. And then right below the cork board is our little class mascot, Coco. She's our little hamster. And so this is the table that the boys will typically sit at. I think maybe 60 or 75% of our schoolwork is done in here. The rest of it we're in the living room, on the couches, or on the floor, wherever they're comfortable. But this is where a lot of stuff happens with mom helping and math. And this table was given to us for free. I am going to repaint this. I'm going to sand the top down and restain it, and then probably paint the legs white and just give it more of a farmhousey type look. But yeah, typically all of our matte pencils and markers are just hanging around anywhere in mason jars. And of course, everyone has to have their own pencil sharpener because, well, you know, they just have to have their own pencil sharpener. And then we just have this rug in here. I got it at World Market. There's Rusty. He loves being in the videos, you guys. Y'all know this. And then, last but not least, I wasn't going to show y'all my desk area because it's not looking so good on my desk right now. Jude made that mark on my chair, so the next chair I get in a few weeks will not be cream or white. But I got this chair at Pier 1 years ago. It used to actually be in our bedroom, and I brought it down here. I'm going to repaint this desk as well. That came from Pier 1 too, I think, years ago, or World Market. I can't remember. One of the two. So my stack of crazy papers and bills right there. And then here's Elijah's painting that he chose. And then next to that, I just have random postcards that we get sent with paintings on them from our Simply Charlotte Mason curriculum. I love that they do that, by the way. I have so many of those. But I'm doing something different with the wall right here. And so I just kind of have that randomly up there for now, just to have. And then I have a cork board over here to the left with lots of stuff that the boys have drawn and painted over the years, and some pictures, and just kind of a hodgepodge. But I think I'm going to make that whole section right here cork board, so I can have a much bigger, larger space just to put all the boys' stuff up. So probably from the crown molding down to the chair rail, I'm just going to cover that whole section with cork board. So that'll be fun. So that is my little desk area. Here is the front of the house right here. When the flowers are blooming in spring, it's so fun to sit at this window and nature journal and have the window up because little birds come along. So this is it, guys. This is our homeschool room. Let me try to give you one more little view of it. This is where we do the majority of our learning, and I love it. It's actually probably next to our living room, my most favorite place in the entire house. We used to have a big, oversized chair in here, and I would come into this room every morning and sit and drink my coffee because it's just so peaceful to me. I love it. So there we go, guys. This is a tour of our schoolroom. Okay, guys, that is a tour of our homeschool room that we use. It is so cozy. I love it in here. I spend the majority of my time in here during the day, but I am looking forward to a lot of the updates that we're going to be doing in here this year, so I will be sure to do a video of that tour as well as soon as all that's done. So probably be in the next few months, but I'm really looking forward to that. If you have any questions about where we got anything or any curriculum questions that you saw, I would love to answer those in the comments for you. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up for me. And if you've been watching my videos or this is your first time watching and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any video suggestions, I would love to hear those as well. So I hope everyone is having a great day. Until next time.